This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. Welcome to Chapter 3 of our series, Building Your First AI Chatbot with ChatGPT. In this episode, titled Designing Conversational Flows, we'll explore how to create engaging dialogue that truly meets user needs. So, whether you're a beginner or looking to refine your skills, let's dive in. About half of chatbot users quit after just 2 exchanges, often not because the bot is dumb, but because the conversation feels wrong. A simple greeting, a confused question, an odd reply, and they're gone. Why do tiny moments like that make or break an entire AI experience? Those tiny moments where users drop off are usually symptoms of something deeper. The bot doesn't seem to understand what the person is really trying to do. Underneath every smooth exchange is a hidden structure, a map of intents, choices, and fallbacks that quietly guides the conversation without making the user feel constrained. This is where conversational flow design becomes less about writing clever lines and more about engineering reliable paths. You're not just deciding what the bot says next, you're deciding what it can do next. Will it clarify, offer options, take action, or gracefully admit confusion? Real-world teams don't guess this. They prototype flows, test them with real users, watch where people hesitate or bail out, then refine. In this episode, we'll start turning vague, make-it-helpful goals into concrete, testable flows. Now we'll zoom in from the big picture to the actual moves your bot can make. Think of each turn as a brushstroke. One asks for details, another confirms understanding, another offers choices, and yet another recovers when things go off track. Well-designed flows combine these strokes into patterns like clarify, confirm, act, summarize, that you can reuse across many intents. To design them, you'll lean on 3 tools: intent entity mapping to know what to capture, state tracking to know where you are, and guardrails to keep users from feeling stuck or misunderstood. The moment you move from "the bot should help with billing" to "what are the exact turns that get someone from "my bill looks wrong" to "issue resolved," flow design gets real. This is where you stop thinking in features and start thinking in paths. Begin with intent, entity mapping, but now push it further. Don't just list what the bot needs, billing_is plus account, date, amount. Decide when and how each piece is collected. Do you ask for everything up front? What's the amount and date of the charge? Or stage it. Got it. It's a billing problem. Let's pin down which charge. Small ordering choices change perceived effort, and with it, your drop-off curve. Next, explicitly define happy path versus reality paths. The happy path is the clean, ideal sequence users rarely follow. Reality paths account for interruptions, partial answers, and people jumping ahead. Users paste screenshots instead of typing, answer step 3 while you're on step 1, or suddenly switch topics. High-performing teams write down these rude interrupts and design graceful handling, short confirmations, soft corrections, or quick detours that still converge on the goal. State handling now becomes less abstract. Give each meaningful point in the flow a name, the verifying identity, confirming action, and spell out what the bot is allowed to do, to its start one that user looking to start this time. And spell out what the bot is allowed to do and revealed in most of themselves place to do. And feel the bot was received and important for getting in the track and they will is struggling to the great. State handling is generally anything to refuse, and for witching the bot is for meing a pack too. Just however a big description about the bot is become genetical lens. For each state, define 3 things: the primary action, what you hope happens, acceptable shortcuts, what you'll honor if the user jumps ahead, and guardrails, what you refuse, with a clear explanation. Error turns deserve as much craft as success turns. Instead of generic, "I didn't get that," create tiers. a light nudge on first confusion, a more structured fallback on the second, and a human handoff or alternative channel on the third. Real-world teams see big gains when they treat each failure as a chance to narrow the interaction, not to repeat the same vague question. Finally, visualize all of this. Whether you use Draw.io, Whimsical, or sticky notes on a wall, make branches and loops explicit. Highlight 3 flows first: new user, clear goal; returning user, partial context; and lost user, needs rescue. These become templates you'll reuse across intents, giving your bot a consistent style of helping, regardless of topic. Think about 3 concrete flows you could design right now: a password reset helper, a delivery status checker, and a wrong charge resolver. Each shares a skeleton: understand goal, gather key details, confirm, act, summarize, but the feel shifts with context. For instance, a password reset might prioritize security tone, "I'll help you get back in safely," while delivery status leans on transparency, "Here's what I can see in the system right now." To make this less abstract, look at Bank of America's Erica. Its bill split flow doesn't just ask who and how much. It anticipates friction points like, "What if they don't have Zelle?" and surfaces alternatives before users get stuck. That's not extra polish. It's built into the flow as explicit branches. Your challenge this week: pick a single, narrow task your future bot should handle and sketch 3 versions of the flow: one for a first-time user, one for an impatient expert, and one for a confused, off-track user. Compare how your questions, confirmations, and exits change. As flows mature, they'll feel less like scripts and more like living ecosystems. Expect orchestration layers that route between multiple AIs, one tracking long-term goals, another reading sentiment, another enforcing policy. Like a conductor cueing different instruments, these layers will blend structured turns with generative riffs, tuned to each user's history and risk profile. Teams that log why each branch exists will adapt fastest as tools, channels, and regulations shift. Treat today's flow as a draft, not a contract. As real conversations arrive, patterns will surface like footprints in fresh snow, revealing where people actually walk versus where you drew the path. The opportunity isn't to prevent every surprise, but to respond quickly, turning messy, live dialogues into your most honest design partner. Try this experiment. Pick one real user task, like track my order or reset my password, and map a happy path and 2 failure paths on sticky notes or a digital whiteboard. Include exact user utterances and bot responses, not just abstract steps. Then, ask a colleague to be the user and intentionally say unexpected things at each step. For example, go off topic, give too little info, or use slang, while you play the bot strictly following your flow. Wherever you get stuck, confused, or end up saying, hang on, mark that spot in red and redesign just those moments with clearer prompts, confirmations, and repair strategies. Finally, rerun the role play and compare how many times the conversation stalls before and after. If stalls drop by at least half, you've just significantly improved your conversational flow. This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow.